Alright, welcome to Final Leg Final Mix. This should hopefully be the last Final Leg tutorial we record for Sonic Story. Should be able to cover everything here. I'll be covering the full stage in detail and what strats you should be going for. So follow along with me here as we do this. I'm going to be doing a spin dash jump over here to the left, then spin dashing into these panels, doing a charge spin dash, then charging a spin dash into the laser guy on the left, not take damage from the lasers. Do a spin dash jump on that slope to make it up here to this spring. From this checkpoint, we're going to spin dash right over underneath this spike panel. If it hits you, it's no big deal. Most of the time it won't. Try to hit that wall and clip on it if you can, so you can run straight down it. Avoid the dash pads here and try to hug the left side of the tube, not the right. This is going to be the tricky thing, is going to be this clip. Lock your camera, get yourself lined up, and you just hold straight up on the stick and spin dash straight through this crease. Then you're going to do a fall. You want to come in through the side of this blue panel here. You don't want to be past the spike balls. You want to try and cut it a little close to where you came down from, because if you go past the spike balls, there's a kill plane out of bounds around there, which I'll try to demonstrate. If you go too far, you will die, which is the only scary thing. So let's try to do that again. Okay, I ended up into the spinners. Like, if you end up going far enough, it's not a big deal, but around the spike balls, there is a kill plane, so be warned. If you come in from the side and hit, like, come through the blue glass, you're typically fine. Coming in through the top is dangerous. Either way, they're gonna end up here, spin dash off here, hold left trigger, fall straight down, and then jump and be exactly parallel with the bottom of the elevator. You'll die when entering this act. You're gonna wait for this elevator to come down, walk out here. You're gonna walk past the yellow tape so that you can have camera control. Lock your camera, jump on top of the elevator, and then you're gonna want to charge a spin dash and jump through the leg there. Hold straight up for a couple seconds, and then release. We're gonna wait and see, and then react and spin dash or homing attack cancel over to the right, and then boom. That is final leg. Obviously, I didn't play super fast, and I took my time. I still got like a 130. That is reasonably faster than wasting an entire set of lives on Final Leg Capsule. With some good practice, you can absolutely get this stage way faster. I do know there's a couple people already that are more than consistent enough at this stage to be able to get it under a minute and under 50 seconds, honestly, fairly consistently. I'm not the most consistent at Final Leg because I don't play this stage too much, but that's going to be your basics as far as playing the full stage. And then I will go ahead and cover Capsule again real quick. This one won't be nearly as in-depth. There's already a full tutorial video on it, as well as the Sonic Story tutorial. There's lots of resources on this, but I'll just go ahead and cover it again. The absolute super important thing is you really want to approach this from the far left. You want to stay on the far left. That matters so much for your camera. You don't really want to launch up past there, that's a little dangerous, but we're going to lock our camera here. We're going to do a homing attack as Sonic is falling to make sure we get the run speed. You don't want to press the homing attack while Sonic is super high in the air, because the homing attack itself does change direction depending on what Sonic's gravity currently is. So we want to make sure that we're next to the spinner. We do a homing attack on the way down. We get the speed to stick to the wall. That's exactly where you want to stick, but I messed up my camera by messing around down there. So once again, your approach matters a ton. Get here, do my silly hop, and so what you're going to do in the air is you are going to go from, as soon as you do the jump, as soon as you recognize you've done the jump, you want to point the stick all the way up when you're doing the jump to all the way left while you're in the air. Then you homing attack, then you release your light speed dash, and then you've got plenty of time to react. This is, it's hard, without a doubt, but there really isn't much more to it than that. I'll go ahead and see if I have the diagram on standby. If not, I'll pull it up. Didn't have that prepared, so I apologize, but shouldn't be too terribly hard to find. Like, There it is. Let me go ahead and window capture this. So if we assume the top of final egg, let me go ahead and get this out as well. If we assume the top of final egg, or the final egg capsule, is this circle here, and we're approaching it from this direction, you know, we're going to our left, this entire red area, including this jag, this triangle shape here, is everywhere on the circle of the top of the capsule you cannot land. This green box here represents a very big safe zone. This is where you generally want to land. If you do the consistent setup, you will always land here. You cannot buffer this, but as soon as you see Sonic about to touch down, you can try to time a jump. If you jump and do a full hop, you can almost always recover, like you saw me do in that previous example. This area right here, if you land in it, Sonic will just not do the little jiggle when he lands. He will hit this and he will immediately end the stage. Like, this is the fastest place to land, but the consistent setup will send you towards this. We're going to demonstrate that one more time. So there, I adjusted in the air to go for the faster spot to land. So once I did my left, I did a little bit of down left. But either way, with a little bit of practice, Final Egg becomes an extremely consistent strat, Final Egg Capsule. That being said, it does require a vast knowledge of how this game's movement works, and your setup is extremely important to make sure your camera is exactly the same every time. So if you're not feeling up to doing that, Final Egg itself is a stage I think is worth learning, because not only does it teach you a lot of fundamentals about the game, but practicing it is just a good thing to have. Final Egg Capsule isn't necessarily worth it until you're pushing for, I don't know, maybe like a sub 58 or so. Loadless, anything before then, I would just be doing full stage.